What's up, y'all? Welcome to Connected. I'm your host, DJ Is. We're on show 19. All right, so we're doing the tally. I was just talking to my man Mike, who helps him with the Connected. We were just talking about, man, we're almost to our 100th job opportunity mark. So we're gonna do something real special weeks. But anyway, for those of you who are just tuning in, man, happy 4th of July. I'm here hanging. I had a great week. I actually took the week to take a little time off and do some camping and live a little. But I wanted to make sure I was here today at 11 a.m. sharp for you guys to bring you guys some more opportunity because, you know, at the end of the day, it don't stop. You got to keep going. You got to keep growing. And so here I am on a Monday on the 4th of July. And I look forward to, you know, probably blasting off some fireworks a little later. But anyways, for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, this show is pretty much about, I mean, it's self-explanatory. You know, the show is called Connected. So, in other words, we like to provide opportunities and connect you with opportunities that best suit your career path, your craft, your profession, whatever it is you're aiming for in the field of film, music, live sound, engineering, broadcasting, culinary. And we span anywhere from LA all the way through New York and anywhere in between. So that's Chicago, Dallas, Nashville. We just had Minneapolis. Philadelphia, New Jersey, Ohio, Indiana, and the list goes on. So, you know, we get a lot of Q&A questions about jobs in particular areas. So all I say is just keep tuning in and we'll definitely catch you in your city with a great grind up. All right. So check this out. Make sure you're following us at Is Connected on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so you can track our day-to-day. All my viewers, you know, keep up with me on a day-to-day because there's a lot of stuff I'm posting that kind of gives you insight on what it is I have to do every day, as far as whether it's rehearsing, whether it's writing words, whether it's producing, whether it's, you know, here with you guys. Just a great way to keep up to speed. All right, and also get your Q&A ready so that at the end of the show, I can just get to those questions quick and get them answered for you guys and hopefully share a bit of information with you guys, all right, the questions you guys are asking. And also, we'll be featuring an invoice layout at the end of the show so you guys can get an idea of how to correctly invoice folks, you know, when you're sending out invoices for your work, all right? It's crucial things to know. You don't want to be, you know, invoicing wrong information, wrong tally, because then it makes you look whack. So I'm happy to say, for those viewers who are watching, who are joining me today, that this is the only show that exists out there where it's not just about mentoring, it's not just about sharing information, but it's also about providing jobs that you guys hire. All right. So I'm proud, and I can say that me and my team have created something that doesn't exist. All right. So be sure you're here because these grind ops are serious. They're paid gigs. They're not free, you know, so you can earn some money and most importantly, get the experience you need to grow and elevate. All right, so without any further ado, we're going to jump off of the day. This grind up is in the field of film. Video editor. Corporate video production company seeks full-time video editor for production team. Good benefits. Malvern, PA is where it's located. All right, so I like a great phrase in here is long term. So let me read off some of these details for you guys. Again, this is in the field of video editor. Corporate company is the Fast Company in the greater Philadelphia area, owning and operating 3 award-winning e-commerce platforms. Candidate will edit raw footage into professional quality videos with the supervision from video production manager / producer. Candidate must be versed in color correction, based audio mixing, and creation of basic animations, After Effects, and Photoshop. Candidate receives competitive pay, Vanguard 401k, program with up to 4%. Man, I don't know about you guys, but this looks like an incredible opportunity, and it's in Philly. So, you know, last couple of weeks we had a couple of people hit me on the Q&A. Do you have any grind ops in Philly? So I hope you're just all right. So let me pick this apart right here. part real quick. So candidate receives competitive pay. Okay, so that's a great thing. Vanguard 401k, great benefits. Program with up to 4% company match. Now I know we got some film and video editors over at the Recording Connection. So this is a great opportunity for you guys as well to partake in this. Candidate must be versed in color correction. And all these terms, you know, if you've been dabbling in video editing and film, you know what all these terms, all right? From color correction, audio mixing, creation of basic animation, and you will edit raw footage in a professional quality videos with the supervision from video production manager producer. So, you know, I mean, it's a pretty substantial company. You know, they're the fastest growing e-commerce company, and they have 3 award-winning e-commerce platforms. So that tells you pretty much enough of who you'll be dealing with. All right, sounds like this is a high, very high, competitive environment in this particular grind up. All right, sounds like you're going to be around some real folks. All right, so make sure you got all those crucial details on that one. And before I get into the other grind ops details, make sure you got your pen and pad and your notes so you're jotting all this crucial information down. All right, grind op number 2. This is in the field of radio broadcast engineer. RRTV needs full-time broadcast engineer in Manhattan. Must know latest in hardware, cameras, and audio consoles. And this is in New York, New York. Okay. Let me break down these. It will be responsible for installing, testing, upgrading, maintaining, and repairing broadcast equipment. Candidate must be passionate and up to date on hardware, cameras, and audio consoles. Okay, got that. Candidate will be working with the NYC production team to ensure coverage for live shots. Okay, so the last kind of grind ops, you know, we've had a lot of grind ops with super on point details and very, you know, it's spanned from creative to also very technical. So it's important to know both sides. For instance, we've been getting a lot up that almost require both sides, creative and technical. And this is one of those, okay? Because you'll be responsible for installing, testing, upgrading, and maintaining. So you got to know your gear. Also, you got to be passionate and up to date on hardware. So it sounds like they want you to know just an array of equipment and gear. And I always tell folks, you know, it's good to know a variety of equipment and have that information, because you might be used to dealing with one particular piece of equipment. You get into the work field, and you know, they throw all this other stuff at you. You're like, oh, I've never used this before. So it's important for you to be a student of your craft and know all the gear that, you know, that's being used, whether it's this company uses this particular gear and another piece of gear. So it's important to know as much as you can when it comes to the equipment aspect, so that you can get in and not have any downtime because you got to read manuals and figure things out. All right, so that's super important. And you work with the NYC production team to ensure shots. So on the go kind of thing, very fast, very sporadic, but you have to execute. Okay, so that's super crucial. Moving on to grind out number 3. Grind out number 3 is in the field of film. Again, Recording Connection students, I hope you're viewing today. Videographer, editor. Manufacturing company seeks videographer, editor, must have resume and reel. Emporia, KS is where it's located. Okay. I think in the last couple of grind outs we've had on the show, you know, a couple of details have mentioned a reel, which I think is crucial and also very beneficial, because it allows people to see your work, see what your style is like, especially from a film editor aspect. They get to see your cuts, your splices, how you put things together. And that's, you know, you can show people better than you can tell them, which is, you know, something I've learned from a good friend of mine, Valdez Brantley. What's up? Peace out to Val. So definitely good to have that in pocket. All right, let's go on to these details. Editor will be responsible for filming all of the company's core messaging and branding, as well as any program goals and objectives. Candidate must be proficient in key photographic technique, exposure, composition, focus, and lenses. Candidate must be able to work independently and move projects forward quickly. Okay. Candidate must have a resume and demo reel showcasing his or her best work. Now that last detail is very important. You know, all through our shows, we've stressed the importance of resume, how to put it together. We've even featured a resume link for you guys to look at and to get an idea of what information you should put down. So here we go. We have a grind up that is requiring a resume and also requiring a reel. So I just got done talking about the reel and how important that is. So they want you to have both together so they can check you out, check out your work, okay? So you'll be responsible for filming all the company's core messaging, okay? So these details are very, very exact on here, and some of the things I've stressed throughout the show is structure, organization, promptness, okay? Because you're dealing with people that are at a high elevation, and you got to be able to get in there and execute. And you must be able to work independently by yourself to move projects forward. So that's, you know, deadline dates and the execution. You know, they're expecting that of you on this particular grind up. And this is actually a grind up because it's very detailed. Another grind up that is great for our recording connection students. So definitely partake in this opportunity if you're in the Emporia area. Okay. And you must be proficient in key photographic technique, exposure, composition, focus, and lenses. So again, this lends itself to knowing the functionality of your stuff so that your workflow can just be seamless, okay? Moving on to grind out number 4. This is in the field of film. TV news video editor. News station hiring full-time news video editor must be able to work varied shifts. This is in Hampton, VA. Okay, so let me, you'll be collaborating with anchors, reporters, and producers on video elements of newscasts. Candidate must have excellent communication skills and be able to work in a high-stress environment with strict deadlines. That's funny. Just got done talking about deadlines and being in a high elevation where you got to execute all the time. You'll be collaborating with anchors, so you know this lends itself to having people skills because you got to know how to get in and work with folks and make things move forward. Okay. You'll also be dealing with reporters and producers on video elements of newscasts. Now, in this role, this seems to be like it goes like this, just really fast, impromptu, you know, got to do this, got to do that, be on the go, be mobile. So you definitely want to make sure that your skills as far as being creative, getting work done, that you can kind of navigate through these different intense requirements and expectations. All right, so this is another great one that is a good grind up for our recording connection students. Moving on to grind up number 5. Last grind up of the day, and this is in the field of recording. Freelance audio mixer. Internet entertainment marketing company is hiring freelance audio mixer. Must know Pro Tools. And this is in, shoot, this is my hometown, Los Angeles, California. All right, so for all my kids who are looking for jobs and grind outs, here you go. All right, here are some of the work with clients such as Warner Brothers, Disney, Screen Gems, Relativity, FX, Showtime, Google, YouTube, amongst many. Those are some high-profile names there. So this one is a serious business, guys. Candidate will be mixing on theatrical, broadcast, and streaming projects, experience mixing trailers, TV promos, sizzle reels is preferred. Candidate will be working closely with producers and post-production staff. Candidate must be able to work days, nights, and weekends as needed. Okay, so this sounds like it's a very, very time-consuming and very time expectation driven as far as your days and days off. Sounds like you might, but hey, if there's an opportunity, you take it. Okay, so you'll be working with huge clients. I mean, I named a couple of them, Disney, YouTube, Warner Brothers. Those are big names. So that's a great place, great environment to be in real time. And those are the kind of opportunities you want to just climb that ladder. You want to overperform in these kind of opportunities when you're dealing with such companies like those kind of companies. You'll be mixing on theatrical, broadcast, and streaming projects. Okay? So definitely want to know your inside film industry. You've got all the information needed for you to deliver in this particular grind out, because you'll be mixing trailers, TV promos, and sizzle reels. Okay, so you definitely want to be up to speed on that. And you'll be working closely with producers and production staff. And the great thing in this environment, producers know other producers, production staff know other staff. So it's a great way to network and spawn off other opportunities for yourself. Okay. Last but not least, I wanted to feature an invoice today, so you can. So for those of you who kind of not going to say have never presented an invoice, but kind of just a good layout of invoice where you put the proper information. And sorry about that. You put the proper information in, and your numbers are right. You got all the accurate information, and you don't. Sorry, guys. You don't. Kind of get lost in the shuffle, okay? Because invoices, you want to make sure you have your name, who they're paying, what are the service hours, okay? So you guys want to make sure that your details are together. So here we go. Okay, so take a look. We're also going to have a link that you click on as well to get an idea of what it is and how the layout needs to look. So as you can see, you have from the top left your company or name, address, bill, which is them, description, like I said, whether it's service hours, whatever the details are for your particular job that you did. Invoice number, invoice date, payment conditions, terms and conditions. Okay, that's where you would list, whether it's going to be a direct deposit. You can put your banking, routing information, account number. But that's a good layout for you guys to kind of look at and give you an idea of what your invoice should entail. Okay, so moving on to my favorite part of the show, which is the Q&A. Where I like to answer y'all's questions. All right, so let's see. Jeffrey Rainey, I missed the name of the company info. I think we covered that. Next question: are there any standard industry terms payment? Is it okay to ask for 50% deposit up? That's the question. Some of the jobs, for like engineering jobs, live sound jobs, we say and say, okay, I need a 50% deposit, and then once complete work is finalized, and you can pay me the remaining 50%. You kind of just gotta feel around and see what the environment is like. A lot of companies like you to get in, complete the work, and then they pay you in. So I would say just kind of dig around and see what the vibe is. It's that kind of thing where you can get 50% up front and they pay you, and then you invoice them later for the remaining 50%. That's I've done that. It is very common. It just all depends on what job it is you're on and that they conduct payment. But it's always okay to ask. It never hurts. So I think that's it. Looks like everybody's joining their fourth. And I'm not mad at that because I'm going to be enjoying my fourth too. But just on another note, I'd like to leave you with something in mind, whereas, this week I was able to take off for 4 or 5 days and actually live a little, spend some time with my son. And at the end of the day, guys, I want you guys to know I always stress, the demand, the pressure it puts on you. Opportunities come, you got to take them. It doesn't matter if it's 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Just the overall demand of what it takes to push forward and create opportunities for yourself. But at the same time, it does require the balance. You never get the balance perfect. You never do. But it's a great target to aim for. For me, luckily, I was able to spend 4 or 5 days with my son outside of work and grind. And you know what? Everybody needs that time. As hard as you work, as hard as you're going to have to work, you always got to remember to take a piece of time for yourself, just to replenish and recalibrate. It's very important. In my earlier day, in my 20s, I pressed, but created a lot of opportunity for myself and was able to achieve a lot of things that I never thought would be able to. And that's where the sacrifice comes in. And some of you guys have to really, really buckle down and sacrifice right now. And as you climb the ladder, as you get to the place, remember remember to take care of yourself as well in the midst of that grind, in the midst of that day-to-day, that being in the trenches. Okay, so just want to leave you with that. For all my viewers, man, enjoy your 4th. What up, man? Happy 4th of July to you too, man. Appreciate what you do. Appreciate how you being here for my show. I look forward to connecting with you guys every Monday. Okay. Shout out to my team. I couldn't do it without them. Mike Howard, my man Brian, for the coordination, who consistently makes this possible for me to come to you guys with such great opportunities, and opportunities that allow you to propel in your particular craft and profession. All right, man, love you guys. Enjoy your 4th. Light some fireworks. Blow some shit up. Yeah, but hey, man, happy 4th of July. Peace.